Welcome back to Custom Zombies. I am Tamikaze. I will be your host for the day. This map is called Darkmoon version 2. Darkmoon version 2. And I've known for a while now that I wanted to make a solo run at this. I've seen some gameplay on it that people have done probably a year and a half ago, maybe even longer. And they had a team of people. It was a couple of guys who did it, and the map looked really fun. Incomplete in some areas, but still a pretty fun map nonetheless. This map has some unique features that make it solo friendly. I don't know if you just saw what happened there. There's actually some exploding barrels out there where the zombies are, but they don't actually have an explosion animation. So if you're not careful and you're shooting the zombies right there through either of those windows, and you're standing very close to the windows, you will get downed. And you'll wonder why, because you'll see, you might notice that the barrels have disappeared, but then again you might not, and there's certainly no explosion to indicate that any real damage took place. So I've killed myself a few times that way, just forgetting about those things. Excuse me. Alright, what I tried, actually this is probably the 5th or 6th time I've played this one recently, and not because I was trying to do the whole like show you the best run type thing, but because I had kind of an agenda that I wanted to see if I could beat the map. And there's not really a viable ending. There's like a door to a room with a bunch of pack-a-punch weapons that cost 75,000 points. It doesn't end the map or anything like that, but that more or less that's the viable ending. So I wanted to see if I could get to that door, buy it, without actually even turning the power on. And I'm gonna be honest, I did do it once, but I wasn't recording. And on top of that, it wasn't really a strategy that I would say was repeatable. So that's what I'm about. I'm about repeatable strategies that anybody can do. You don't have to be, the pro zombie players out there to pull off my strategies. So that's my purpose. How I was able to do it, and once I open up a couple more doors, you'll see that I use this giant pathway, giant walkway to my advantage, because there's so much space between where the zombies spawn in, which for a while they only spawn in this room if you don't turn the power on or anything else like that. And so you utilize this very, very long pathway, and that's good. To make a stand on, and you'll see it goes well. The time that I do beat it, what ends up happening is the box never moves. The mystery box here, the mystery box starts out in that starting room I was in. See this long pathway, so you're able to really just shoot the zombies for a long time, and even if they back you up, you don't have speed cola, it takes a while to reload. It's not that big of a deal because you have so much space to work with. You can just keep backpedaling and reload at your leisure. But your ammo ends up being a big deal, especially in those mid-teen rounds. You start running out of ammo, and then it doesn't matter how much space you have to work with. If you can't get to more ammo, you're sunk. So on my playthrough, where I never turned the power on and still managed to open that 75,000 point door, I probably hit the box 6 to 8 times. And like I said, it never moved, which is weird, because subsequent times that I've played after that one, it moved rather quickly. And the guns I got out of the box were the PPSH and the MG42. And the MG42, out of the heavy machine guns, reloads much faster than the Browning. The Browning is completely worthless because you cannot reload it in enough time. So And it's not that I got those weapons and then that led to my success by itself. But I got them at the right time. I got them in probably around round 10, and then I think I got the dogs on round 12 and round 16 or 17. Like just when my ammo was running out, I got more ammo from the dog rounds when I needed to. So just the stars really lined up for me on that playthrough. And while it was fun and I thought it was a really cool deal, I'm like, this isn't it. I can't show people this. Well, it didn't help that I didn't record it either, but it's like that's not why I'm here. That's not why I'm doing this. Just to show people a strategy that you can pull off once in a blue moon. No, that's not it. It's not why I do it. So, for this strategy that I do here, I do utilize this long pathway for as long as I feel comfortable doing it, and I would just want to use just like stock weapons like the Thompson. I think I might buy the STG. I may even hit the box a couple of times just to see what I get, just hoping for something good like the PPSH, and I do end up getting the PPSH, but I also end up buying a few more doors, which also lead to an area that has the PPSH on the wall. So it's not like I got lucky or anything like that. All the weapons that I use are real fair, or easy. You could easily repeat the strategy. I don't get lucky at all. I don't do anything lucky in this map, so that you could point to it and be like, I can't do your strategy because you got lucky on a pull from the box or something like that. No, you should be able to repeat this strategy with a great amount of success. And if you can't, just message me as to why you can't do it. I have been a little bit under the weather lately, so I do apologize if I cough or my voice sounds funnier than normal. I'm drinking massive amounts of water and coffee because coffee cures everything, right? But yeah, so right now I'm just point building. That's why I'm using the Thompson off the wall, because the ammo's cheap and there's not much recoil, so it's easy to get headshots. I love the Thompson. Love the Thompson, love the MP40. Don't love the FG42. I will probably never use that unless I have to, or unless I'm just horsing around. There's way too much kick on it. And for this strategy here, if you're not going to turn the power on, you can try and last as long as you can without turning the power on, because like I said, it's really good because because the zombies only spawn in this room in the starting area until you open up any more doors than I've already opened up. So if you're like, I'm going to give this a shot, just to see if I can just keep getting fortunate with ammo drops and dog rounds and a few pulls from the box. I'll see if I can make this stand on that long pathway. Some things you want to consider are your ammo count. If you have how much ammo did you use the previous round in your weapons? If you used like more than half of the ammo in both your weapons, you're not going to be able to make it through the next round, because you can't just assume that you're going to get insta kills or things like that, or max ammo drops. You can't assume that's going to happen. You've got to plan for the worst. That's how you succeed. So I'm just kind of horsing around, getting points, whatever. So ammo count's important to manage. Your reload speed, like I said, you don't want to get the Browning, because even if you have this entire hallway to get pushed back and reload, you probably won't make it. The reload on the Browning is so long. It's bad with speed cola, much less without it. It takes days to reload that thing, so it's just not a good deal. It becomes like a one-clip gun essentially, because that's about all you can use it for. And here I'm taking advantage of some of the points. Now I do want to get this insta-kill. For my strategy here, I do get the insta-kills, but I don't get the bombs between rounds if at all possible. So, alright, ammo count's important to manage. A gun's reload speed, stopping power is also something to think about. You know, how powerful are your guns? You know, if your guns barely put you in a position to make it through the previous round and you got pushed back really far, you know, the zombies are only going to get stronger the next round, and there's only going to be more of them. So if you get pushed back real far, you know, in one round, count on it being worse the next round. You know, camping strategies always break down eventually. If you're a pro circle strategy runner, you always have real estate to run on because you're running in a complete circle. But for us campers, you've got to understand the space that you're working with and that it's not sustainable. Eventually, you're going to get downed if you keep implementing the exact same camping strategy. But it is a heck of a lot of fun. So, and the last one that I want to talk about is your ability to make a crawler. And I see there's some weirdness right there. That's a glitch where the zombies run off to the left there. Now you see that I took damage there, and at first I was like, what in the world? Why did I take damage? Well, there was some barrels, some explosive barrels in the middle there, and I didn't realize that they were explosive barrels. I thought they were just, you know, there for looks. And the guy running off to the side. That's not very helpful when you're trying to keep all the zombies in line and then they glitch out and run. Kind of make an arc. Okay, so your ability to make a crawler. I don't cook grenades. You know, I have tried, I've practiced. I usually just end up blowing myself up. Or just failing in some very not flattering way. I just can't hit a zombie like right in the kneecaps after I've cooked the grenade for like 3 or 4 seconds and take his legs off. I've never been able to do that, so I never relied on my ability to do it. So I just time my grenade throws the best that I can. And, you know, don't wait till there's 1 zombie or 2 zombies left if at all possible. You know, if there's 10 zombies left and you see them coming from a good distance away, go lob the grenade out there. Lob a couple of grenades. Maybe, you know, lob 1, then count like 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, throw another one out there. Just try and get some spacing in between your grenades so you don't make a crawler and then accidentally kill him with your very next grenade. But just try and plan that stuff out. Obviously, if there's no zombie counter, that makes it much more difficult. You just have to, I guess, get the feel for it. You know, how many zombies were there in the last round? You know, about how many zombies have come at me this time. You know, if that's tough to do, then just try and make one mid-round and hope that he's a slow crawler, and that it just takes him a really long time to get to you. But yeah, factor in your own ability to make a crawler. Now, you know, I did this a little bit earlier than maybe I could have, but you saw it the last round. I was getting backed up pretty far. So I thought, well, you know, I don't want to be stupid and just get down myself, so I opened up this upstairs area. Now I can't use this long walkway anymore. But it's okay, because now the zombies are going to be coming from behind me if I stand there. But notice my points. I want to get a pack-a-punch gun. I want to pack-a-punch, I pack-a-punch both the Thompson and the PPSH before it's all said and done, because they're both exceptional weapons to pack-a-punch. The Thompson's more powerful than the PPSH, but of course the PPSH gets double the ammo, and it's an insane point builder. So here I'm calculating that I'm going to get enough points from these dogs to go ahead and pack-a-punch my gun, and I do right there. So there's still a couple of dogs left, but I'm going to go ahead and pack-a-punch my gun, and it'll take them a little while to get to me anyway. Okay, so I do the PPSH. Probably a pretty smart move, because I am about playing it safe. You know, as you've noticed, I haven't done anything insane or out of the ordinary. Now, there is a couple of FG-42s on the ground there that you can pick up, But like I said, it's just not a gun that I trust. I don't trust my ability to use it. The recoils, it kicks too much. So I'm not going to use it. And great. Don't you just love it when you get those drops that are outside the playable area of the map? I mean, just teasing you. It's awful. But that's alright. Now, on this you may think like, oh, it's a great area. Why didn't you just utilize this to begin with? Because it starts sloping up. And the ground becomes uneven. There's a teleporter pad there behind me. And when it doesn't stay perfectly level with the zombies that are in the distance, that means you're going to have a hard time lining up headshots. And that is the best way, of course, to take down the zombies. So if the ground becomes not level and you can't really line up the headshots very well, it becomes very, very difficult to make this a last stand or a holdout area. So that's something you need to think about. It looks like a long path, but it is quite deceptive. Now also, you may notice that the zombies, they run to the right side of this path by and large. And so I'm going to stand there on that right side and just line them up, because they're not going to spread out too much over the entire length, side to side on this path. They will fall in line pretty well. So I'm going to use that to my advantage too. That's something you want to think about too, and try and pay attention to these things. Where do the zombies just run anywhere and everywhere? See, they ran in line with each other. Even the one that came from the left side ran all the way to the other side and got in line with the zombie that had just come out of that right side window. And when that happens, you got a good thing going. They did it again right there. So yeah, so I'm going to favor this right side, especially when I don't have an insta-kill and I really need to make every bullet count, because I forget what round I end this on, but I start getting pushed back and it gets scary. Even with a Reaper and a Gibsomatic, I start getting pushed back and I'm uncomfortable. So you really need to line up your shots the best you can and to go for headshots. Pay attention to the zombies' running patterns. And then you should do pretty well. See, I'm already getting... It's round 13, for goodness sake. I've got a Reaper. Why am I getting pushed back? Maybe I'm not... hitting him just where I need to. I know I'm starting out hitting him in the chest, but I'm kind of counting on the recoil. The little bit of recoil to push the gun and to push the shots up into their face, so I get the headshots. You start at the head and maybe you land a couple of bullets in there, but then the recoil takes it up, and then you end up just putting bullets in the ocean behind you. So yeah, so you help use the recoil to help you get headshots by aiming at their upper chest and neck, and then just allowing that to go up into their brains. So I need 75,000 points. Not looking really good right now, especially when I had a decent amount of points, and then I bought Speed Cola and Juggernog and opened up some stuff, and then my points were essentially gone. And I'm getting pushed back again. Like, what is going on, Tamikaze? Like, how you expect to survive the higher rounds, the ones toward like round 20, if you're getting pushed back already? Well, you'll see. I do have monkeys, and that becomes important. That plays kind of a key role. So keep trying to get the monkeys if you can. Usually, for whatever reason, I feel like I get monkeys very often. So I never make it. It never seems like it's that big of a deal, like to get the monkeys like that hard. I feel like if you hit the box a few times, they're eventually going to give it to you. Okay, yeah. So my plan here is to utilize this insta-kill as much as I can for the next round. I still have a fair amount of ammo, and the Reaper I still have 3 monkeys now if I need to use them, and something you'll see me utilize is that okay, this must be a dog round. Is when I'm up at the top there, I throw the monkeys down onto this pathway right here, and then maybe even throw a grenade or 2 down there. You'll see me do that later on. That's in hopes that I can make a crawler, and that he'll be way down there, and it'll take him a long time to get to me, because I don't really want to make a crawler up where I'm at, if at all possible, because that's just one more thing I have to think about. He's like, where's the crawler? Is he right at my feet? If he starts pushing me back, then I gotta kill him. I gotta take my sights off the zombies that are in front of me and shoot down, and then I could easily get overwhelmed. So I'm always thinking about that stuff. This is a 2-part video series, so I'm playing for quite a bit longer. It's taken me some time to get these points. And I do make a couple of really just boneheaded mistakes. I can't believe it, but but it's good. It's almost good that I make these mistakes, so you can see that, look, you can fail big time. You can have some really bad decision making and still succeed. Because a perfect run doesn't do imperfect people a whole lot of good. We're all prone to make mistakes. There's several times that I buy ammo, like pack-a-punched ammo, for my guns, and then it's a dog round. I have a crawler, and then I buy ammo off the wall, I kill the crawler, and it's a dog round. Like, why didn't I just wait to see if it was a dog round coming up before I bought the ammo? It's just it's a mental lapse. So I end up, so that's 4,500 points every time I did that. I think I did that twice. That's 9,000 points that I wasted because I wasn't paying attention. But in the end, it ends up not being that big of a deal. I mean, geez, I really wish I could have bought the 75,000 point door a round or 2 before I did, and maybe